Hi, I'm Janelle Rodrigues from Creature Design. I am the creative director and owner of that company, and today I've got with me a couple of pretty amazing clients we've worked with over many years, and we're going to focus a little bit on how inclusive design has driven projects forward. So when we talk about inclusive design, Rachel, maybe you can talk to us about what you think that means.
Inclusive design, there's many ways that we can really talk about it, but one is, I think, the key is at the beginning of the process that we have all the right people around the table and equals at the table. So the value of the designer comes into the conversation, but also the value of our experience, of our way of accessing the world also comes into it. And it's a great learning process having that conversation, because in the end we come out with something that's really workable.
I think it's really important that every step to remember in that process that you're working with another culture or another group, another language group, and you don't know everything about what's appropriate or what's not appropriate for that group. And there's a whole set of different protocols and laws of behaviour there that you don't know unless you're a member of that group. That's why it's really important to check every step of the way and just have that open communication and dialogue.
In some ways that's why inclusive design is probably really an attitude. You've got to just have that from the beginning, that you are deeply interested in the world and the people in it, and that your projects are more than a project.
As you know, we recently worked on a video web series for New Zealand Sign Language Week, and one of the challenges there was it's very much a promotional activity for the public, but Aotearoa's point of view was we did not want to create something for the public that the deaf community would not support or immediately identify with. And that was a challenge because the two audiences themselves are quite different. However, it was successful because you had learned enough over the years about deaf culture and deaf language and deaf humour and had enough respect and good attitude that it was incorporated, as I said, at every step of the way. We were there.
So an amazing example really of inclusive, because we really did have to embrace everybody, but we didn't know that at the beginning.
What we're actually doing in the project too is actually breaking the rule for all of the parties as well.
Yes.
That way of working and the guidelines or rules or the practice of how something is designed and developed over time will become the norm.
Yes.
But we're not there yet. So I think that working with designers of any kind at this point in time is critical while we establish the new norm.
Yes. I guess what we've learned through this conversation is that inclusive design actually should not be specific to certain areas of design. It should be how we design, because if we are good at our jobs as designers, we will be curious about everybody and we will want to make big change.